Second unit, powers and exponents. This one, let's start with the basics. Repeated multiplication, complete the table with the power and the value. So basically this is the expanded form because it's all expanded. -4 times -4 times -4 times -4, and the answer of that is, let me see, to the power of 4, I got 256. So the power is going to be 4 times, or basically -4 to the power of 4. That's the power, the whole thing written out. The next one, 3 to the power of 5. Let's see what my answer is. This is going to be 243. This means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 81. So what times what will give you 81? I think 3 would work. Yep, so if you have the power of 3 to the power of 4, this means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That gives you 81. The next one, for the power of this one, write this in expanded form, -6. Don't forget the brackets and the negative sign, because this is including everything, -6. So that's your answer. So what is my answer? So -6 power of 3. I get -216. So that's it. So the next part is now moving on to simplifying this, and sometimes you have to use BEDMAS. One key thing, if you remember from my previous video, this is including -4. So your square means -4 brackets. Remember gift wrapping the whole thing. That is positive, negative gives you positive, and 4 times 4 is 16. And this one, you have an outside negative, so I'm just going to leave that outside. Worry about this stuff in here. That's -4 times -4, which we found out was positive 16. That outside negative actually affects it, because negative and positive makes it a -16. So that's your answer. Notice the answers are different. Those little mistakes. This one does not have brackets, so that negative sign is not going to be squared. It's like an outside sign. So this is going to be -4 times 4, which is -16. There you go. Ooh, more stuff. 1 cube is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, plus 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. Or 1 plus 8, sorry, which is 9. That's your answer. This one is following BEDMAS, so because you have brackets and exponents, you want to do everything inside the brackets first. So 1 plus 2 is 3 to the power 3. This is 3 times 3, 9, gives you 27. Look at that. This one has 5 times 6, has a subtraction sign, also has a power. So what do? Well, follow BEDMAS. Brackets. Well, these are brackets, but there's nothing inside the brackets to do. Exponents. Yeah, I can do this because that's the exponent. So 8 square is not 16. It's 8 times 8 is 64. I have a negative sign. 5 times 6 is 30 minus 64. This is going to be -34. Look at that. BEDMAS. Brackets first. Inside brackets is going to give me 10. And I have an exponent on the outside. And I'm going to rewrite all this stuff. Don't be lazy. Write out all the steps. 10 to the power of 3, this is going to be 1,000. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000. -2 to the power of 2, -2 square. Remember, gift wrapping, negative times a negative is positive. 2 times 2 is 4. So answer is 1004. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Brackets first though. Inside brackets I have exponents. So 7 square is 49. 3 square is 9. Add that. I still have brackets because I didn't do anything to get rid of them yet. Inside the brackets I have 58. Brackets times 6 to the power of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is 1 times 58. This is 58. Look at that. Okay, this one, brackets first. Lots of things happening in the brackets. So I'm going to write out my brackets. 8, divide. Exponents, I can do this one first. So this is going to be 4 plus 1. And I'm going to write out all the excess stuff, every step of the way. Inside the brackets, I have division and adding. We do division. So 8 divided by 4 is 2 plus 1, 3. Notice it gets easier and easier. Inside the brackets, 3, 3, that. 3, let's do all the exponents. This is going to be 27. Subtract 3 to the power 5. I can't do that in my head. Let's see this. 243. And since they're subtracting, the final answer is negative 2, 1, 6. Am I right? Did I do that in my right? Oh yeah. Oh, in my head. This negative sign is with it because it's with a bigger number, so you get the negative sign. Page 7. Ooh, evaluate if A is equal to B. So basically you're just substituting. Anytime you see A, I'm going to put 2 in there. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 2 times 3, 6 times 2 is 12. Look at that. Fun. 2 times 2. B is 3. What's C? Negative 2. All multiplying. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 3 is 12. Times negative 2, negative 24. Okay, that's your answer. This one, now you have a cube. That means 2 cubed times 3 times negative 2. This is 8 times 3 times negative 2. 24 times negative 2 is, what's the sign? Negative 48. That's my answer. Getting messy now. Getting harder, getting messy. 5 times b squared, so 5, 3 squared. This is going to be, remember, bedmass, exponents first, so 5, 3 squared is 9. This is going to be 45. Negative 2, what's my A? 2, what's my C? Negative 2. Multiply them out, simple as that. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2 is negative, negative, positive. 4 times 2, 8. Look at that, easy. This one, I have brackets 2. Oof, this one is weird. I'm going to just say multiply. 3 squared. Bedmass, brackets first because I have brackets here. So 2 times 3 is 6. Square, 36. Ooh. Negative brackets, negative 3. What's my C? Negative 2. This is multiplying, so I'm going to put a bracket in there to indicate multiplying because letter and a number beside each other means multiply. So let's do the brackets first. Negative 3 times negative 2 is going to be positive 6. Negative, positive, negative 6. Okay, get some practice in here. Brackets 4, what's B? Times 3, close brackets, square. 4 times 2 is 12, square 1. 12 square is 144. Almost done this page, look at that. A is this 3 square bedmass, do the brackets first, so inside is 5, square is 25. Brackets A is 2, negative C is negative 2. So notice my C in it by itself is just all of this negative 2. This negative is outside negative, so it'll just stay by itself. Now I've got to do the brackets, so 2, negative, negative makes it positive. Look, it's happy, it's positive. Square, inside brackets, 4 square is 16. Finally, last one, 2 plus 3 plus negative 2, because C is negative 2. Combine on this, 2 plus 3 is 5. Positive, negative is negative 2. Okay, and then this is 3 square is 9. All right, finish this up. Find an area, basically find an area using this formula. So this is in a surface area unit. 7.8 times 5. I can't really do this in my head. Can I? 35, 39. Is it? Whoa, what happened? 7.8 times 5. Yeah, I did it in my head. 39. Look at that. Find a volume. Volume is length times width times height. So I'm going to use my length is 4.4. My width is 4, and my height is 6 from these numbers. And multiply them out. So 4.4 times 4 times 6. 105.6 meters cubed because it's a volume. So this should be meters square. And oh, last page of the second unit. Same kind of stuff. This one is the exponent laws now. So power laws. This one is more like simplifying. So if you have exponent, the base the same, and if they're multiplying, you're going to keep the same base, and since they're multiplying to each other, you're going to add the exponents. So this is going to be like that. Okay, these are your laws. Another law is that if you have an exponent and a bracket exponent, instead of adding them, you're multiplying them. So it'll be 2, the base stays the same. 3 times 2 is 6. So those are the little things you have to sort of practice and remember. Okay. For this one, this is multiplying. Do I have the same base? I do. So my base, because I have brackets, I'm going to keep everything. Brackets -4. Because I'm multiplying, I'm going to add the exponent, so it's 2. Is there exponent there? Yeah, there is. There's an invisible 1, so exponent 3. You guys can evaluate. I'm not going to bother evaluating. This is just putting in your calculator. Division now. This is the same base. 6, they're all the same base, but because they're dividing, instead of adding the exponents, I'm actually subtracting. So my base stays the same as 6. 5 subtract 3 is 2. Just like that. Another division question, my base is bases are the same of 12, so I subtract the exponents, it's 1. And then finally, the last one I have exponent and a bracket exponent. That means I go and multiply just like this one. So my base is -2, and my exponent is 2 times 3 gives you a 6. And that's it. Okay, practice those laws. Let's see for B, complete the table expression. So since this one has a bracket and multiplying, this still is my base, the whole thing that's bracketed. So I'm going to write 7 times 3, 7 times 3, and 7 times 3. That's my whole expanded form with this exponent. And then you can simplify this to 21 if you were to put this in, do this with BEDMAS. 7 times 3 is 21, and then to the power 3. This one, I have a bracket out here and a bracket out there. That's my repeated. So everything here looks exactly identical to this one. That means that's going to be my base. I'm going to write that complete, exact, identical copy of this. And then how many copies do I have? I have 2. That's what I'm going to have. My power, I'm going to simplify this. So -4 times 8 is -32. How many copies of that do I have? 2. Don't forget the brackets because I need to include the negative stuff. Repeated multiplication, these look same, 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 all same, same. So what's my base? 7 over 8. How many copies? I have 4. So that's it. And my power, I have 7 over 8 to the power of 4. Or this one could be 7, 4 divided by 8, 4. That could be the same thing because remember, fractions and divisions are exactly the same thing. This one is going to be 24 to the power of 6. No, it's not. What is this one? This one would be bracket, sorry, bracket 4 times 6, like this. Which, that would still work. Be 24 to the power of 3. But that's your expression. C, let's finish this one up. So this one, if you have a number and a variable and you have a fraction line, remember, a couple of things to do first. Look at the sign. Negative, positive. We know that's going to be a negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. This now, n4 divided by n, that is like your power rule. So because they're dividing, you subtract the exponent. So that's n power 3. That's your answer. So this one is multiplying. So remember, multiplying, same base, you add the exponents. If you have numbers, multiply them. So 3 times 5 is 15. A squared times a to the 4, you add the exponent. Your base is a. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then your b to the 4, b to the 3, b cubed, you add the exponent, b to the 7. Just like that. And finish off this one. This one has an exponent outside of this thing, so you're multiplying. So let's worry about the number first. 4 squared is going to be 16, not 4 times 2, but 4 times 4. G5 with bracket and 2, so the base stays the same. Instead of adding now, you're actually multiplying to get that. And then last of all, the last question of this unit practice, we have a square. So that means I'm going to do the top first. So 2 squared is 4. X to the 5, I have bracket 2, so I'm going to multiply the exponent, so that gives me a 10. And y squared divided by -2x. There's another step to this. And then finally, Look at my numbers. 4 divided by -2. Worry about the sign first, so this is going to be negative. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then since this is dividing, I'm going to subtract the exponent. So x is going to be the power of 2, and this one is going to be y power of 1. So I know this one is a little bit complicated. So go back and sort of tally up how many you got right, and make sure you're fixing your mistakes and know how to fix your mistakes, because you can be watching me go over this or writing the answers down, but if you yourself can't do this, if you yourself don't know where you went wrong, then it's not going to help you. You need to know how to fix up your mistakes. You need to know how to recognize the different patterns of, say, your power rules and all, or negative signs, all of that. So make sure you're double checking your work. So that concludes your unit 2. See you later.